Hey guys, Mighty Gazelle here, joined once again with my boy Gore. We are talking about My Hero and anime shenanigans once again. This is episode 3
Yes.
of season 4. Okay, 3 of season 4. Pretty straightforward episode. I don't think this will be one of our longer episodes because
No.
it almost all takes place in one room, minus like some stuff at the end.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you think of the episode first and foremost? Just dive in.
I really liked it. I thought it didn't have any moments that made me cringe, and
Yeah,
maybe go
the
why.
first one this season.
First one, yeah, that's true. So I thought we were gonna go for what do you call it in bowling when you get 3 in a row?
Oh, turkey.
A turkey. I thought we were gonna go for a turkey in weirdness, but we didn't. We didn't. We went back to I think what makes My Hero really good. We get some action that's not exactly action, but it's more like a character learning.
Yeah, about as hype as you can make a moment of someone trying to steal a stamp.
Yeah,
So
while jumping around one room, and then it set up some stuff that will happen. It seems like really soon, but probably next episode.
yep,
And,
this is the last. Like in my opinion, unless they add something that's new, this is the last like kind of calm
Before the
episode.
storm.
Everything kind of it's the calm before the storm sort of thing, and we're gonna start ramping up here pretty soon. So anyone who's out there is like, I want more action. Well, just be patient. You already saw a guy get blown up an episode ago, so you're okay for now.
Yeah,
But,
you saw murder.
yeah.
It's fine.
yeah, murder. Okay, I'm content for a little while. Saw murder.
Okay.
So yeah, this episode focused really just on Midoriya and Night Eye.
Yes.
And did you know you didn't know what Night Eye's quirk was?
No,
before
I
you
guess pretty much
used it?
everything else besides that he could predict the future.
Yeah, so Night Eye, if he touches you and looks into your eye, can see all of your actions for an hour. Or that's just what we know so far about it. So
Which is actually similar to a lot of other abilities, right? Where they have to like do something and then like,
yeah, a lot of them are
taste your
eye-related.
blood or whatever. Or
Yeah,
so they all have kind of stipulations like that, right?
yeah, pretty much.
It's not like he's just like he can just do it, Like
That'd be kind of OP. Like you just look at someone and like, oh, I just know what you're gonna do.
yeah,
You like touch them.
yeah, you
You
can
gotta
see why.
touch them.
Yeah, just touch them and know everything.
So yeah, it starts off. Deku's still making that face, and then
Yes.
he walks over and he's like, "Are you ridiculing All Might?" It's like this wrinkle is 3 centimeters off, or
Yeah.
whatever he says. I don't know the exact wording, but
And Deku immediately realizes that this guy's like a huge All Might fan, even though he's
Yeah.
also All Might's partner or
looks
old
around
partner.
the room. It's just like posters and like toys and
Yeah,
all that.
all kinds of shit. It's just like, whoa, like so much stuff.
Yeah. And it I don't know if they mentioned in this episode, but Mirio's like, oh no, he didn't make him laugh, but like maybe this will work too. Like they're both like fanboys.
Yeah, yeah, and
so-
to the point where even Deku's just like, I did that on purpose, the weird face
Yeah.
with the weird wrinkles, because there's a flashback where we see that All Might at one point had to save a kid who can transmorph or change the properties of liquids into something else.
It's like
into
vinegar, I
Vinegar,
think.
that's right. It was
Yeah.
vinegar. So he's like in the water for some reason. This kid's just in the water, and he freaked out because he can't swim or whatever, and so he turned everything into vinegar. So
Yeah.
so All Might
So-
has to jump in to save him.
And then he comes out and he's like, he has like a really funny joke, like only All Might would do. It's like, oh, don't worry, kid, you made my skin 10 years younger. Or
Yeah,
whatever. Like,
but his like eyes are stinging him or whatever, and so
Yeah.
since then his face looked different, I guess. So that's what he was doing. He was doing
so you know in the first movie how it shows All Might and he's got regular eyes and stuff.
yeah. That's
I thought in the manga they talk about this scene too, this vinegar scene, and I thought this was when his eyes get like shrunken in. But no, they were shrunken in before he saved the kid. So
he just
I
looks
guess
a little different now.
I guess it's just him being old. I guess his eyes like shrink or something.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess just older. I guess that's an anime thing, right? Like
Yeah.
older, you get like darker features, I guess.
And they shrink people like Gran Torino. He's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
tall, and then he's like now like a midget.
Because I guess that happens in real life, but you don't shrink to you're like too
Not
tall.
like that much. Yeah,
No.
you shrink a little bit, but not.
Japan's
Not
like
to your
you
kid
used to be
size.
9 feet tall as All Might. Now you're like this shrimpy little guy. Well, Mineta got screwed completely. I guess he's already.
Yeah, he's
small.
got a terrible power. He's got no height.
He's
and
got
he
a
just wants
diaper
to
suit.
like, make out with girls, but he's never gonna get that because he's weird.
You can't even reach a girl.
Yeah,
What are you
just
gonna
really odd.
Yeah.
So you want
Yeah.
to tell us what Night Eye says to Deku after he calmed down a bit.
It wasn't like he said like pretty much like. What did he say exactly?
So he's like, Deku's like, I'm here to join your agency, and he's like, I know why you're here, and he pulls out the paper, and
okay.
He's like, I'm gonna stamp you, and he's like, no, miss.
It's like, I'm gonna accept you. No, he keeps missing, and there was a point where he just keep doing it. I was hoping like Deku would just move his arm a little bit.
Yeah, just like slide the paper, like, oh, gotcha,
can't take it back.
But I guess that wouldn't work if he could see the future, right? If he like seeing his but
that wouldn't work.
So someone mentioned this in my comments, and I didn't pick up on it. When he's slamming down the stamp or whatever, it's like a ticking clock, like the rhythm of him doing it.
Oh,
and it's like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like a precursor to his power, which is it's cool. Didn't know that.
I guess that's cute. So anyway, he comes up with this whole plan. Well, first of all, we get a weird scene with Mirio. I remember this because it's weird. Him like unstrapping the bubble girl from the weird sex tickle machine.
Machine, yeah.
Yeah, so I was disconcerting. I was hoping they would just completely forget they did that in the last episode.
That device just evaporates from the room. That'd be nice.
That would have been fine. Yeah. But yeah, so you get that, and then you get the scene where Night Eye, that's his name, right? He's like, all right, you know what? You have to prove to me that you are actually good enough to be All Might's successor and to join this, whatever. So
he's talking all kinds of shit. Like, Mirio should have been
Yeah, he talks all kinds of shit throughout the entire like process of doing this. He's just like...
He's really trying to discourage Deku from anything.
So what I want you to do is you're going to have to take the stamp from my hand. You have 3 minutes to do it. And if you do, then I will stamp it, and you'll go. And so I guess Deku already knows what his ult is. It's
Overwatch.
It's Overwatch. I guess he already knows what his quirk is. It's because it seems like he knows, but he doesn't want to tell us yet, like the audience.
So I think he when he first met Night Eye, he's like, he looks just as intimidating as on TV and stuff. So I mean, I assume people know like he can see the future, but I don't think.
I mean,
Deku
he was a sidekick, so you must have seen him, right?
Like, yeah, I don't think he knew like how it activates, like what like the nuances of it are. So he was like still trying to feel it out.
It did seem like he didn't know how it worked. You know,
and
like
to be fair, none of us really did. I mean, unless you read the manga, obviously. But if you're watching it until President Mike comes in and like tells you like straight up, like this is his power. This is how it activates, and so you don't really know.
His power is, like we said earlier, he looks you in the eyes, essentially, and he holds you. So this episode's a little weird too. So he grabs you, he looks you in the eyes, and then he pretty much can predict, I think, an hour, right, of what you're gonna do. Just any form of whatever you're thinking, he can predict it for an hour. So it's Deku just trying to get the stamp, and of course he's failing, and while he's failing, Night Eye's just talking all this shit. He's like,
you were not the worthy successor. Like, look at you, you're failing. You can't even like land. There's all this mean.
Yeah, you suck. You're the worst, or whatever. All anything you could think of that's not like R-rated. He's just saying all kinds of crap.
He didn't say like "F you, Deku." Like, you effing suck.
But
so he's like dodging him, still talking all that crap, and learning about his quirk. And then Deku's like, okay, well, I gotta think of something here, and he gets like flashbacks of All Might. Like, I can't fail. Like, this is like the third time this season we've gotten this. I can't fail. Like, I've been trusted.
Take the torch. It's like,
they need to tone that down a little bit. Like, at this point, you get it. Like, if you want to do it once at the beginning of every season, that's fine because like at the refresher. But at this point, every episode's had that, and it's just kind of too much. But
it's like they know it's like an iconic moment of the series so far.
Yeah,
and it's just like fine. Every episode's just like he's like, here, taste my hair, or whatever. He's just like, you will be the hero. Take the torch. All that. It's just like,
and he's proceeding to just flip out in the room. Like, maybe if I go so fast, he won't be able to like see what I do. And he's just like jumping off the walls and ceilings. And he's like, wow, that's a terrible Gran Torino impersonation.
So he's just talking crap. So he's jumping around the room just like Gran Torino did when they fought.
Yeah.
So he's flipping around, and there's moments where you're like, oh, maybe he got him, and of course he's still talking crap. It's like maybe 5 minutes of this scene where it's just him flipping around, trying to figure out how to get the thing. I think it keeps flipping back and forth between that fight and Mirio and Bubble Girl.
Yeah, who just are kind of occasionally throwing in a few words like, "Oh, I hear noise coming from the room. It's not going well for Deku," and things like that. So
so it just even out the pace. I guess they did that.
Yeah, I should mention I'm a pretty big supporter of the English voices in this show, but when I was like listening to Night Eye, I'm like, I don't know if I like his voice that much. It doesn't like really fit. But then, like, as it went on, I kind of grew on me, and I like it now.
His voice is exactly what I expected that character to sound like.
Kind of like a cold, like...
just like... I always say pessimistic.
Sasuke.
I always say Sasuke, but he's not exactly like that. But he has, like, kind of like... I don't know. He's like, so, Deku,
very,
you think
very,
you're better than me?
very monotone.
Yeah,
a little
very
bit.
monotone. Well, I guess it fits the character, but whatever.
Yeah. And then Deku, in a last-ditch effort, throws a desk at him? Or does he throw, like, bunch of books at him?
No, it's a bunch of books. He's trying to cover Night Eye's vision because he doesn't exactly know how it works, because he thinks he has a theory that maybe he can only predict what he's seeing's movement, you know? Like, if he's seeing the thing that he stared the eyes into, he has to stare at it the entire time or whatever. So if he covers the entire area with paper and stuff and you can't see him, then maybe that'll work. He does that. It's a good idea, but it doesn't work.
You can still... So I can only assume how it is he sees from the person's perspective, not his own. Like, it's not he sees his own future. He sees, like, what the person is that he looked into the eyes of, so he would know, like, Deku would do that. And,
yeah. Which, I don't know. I guess the theory... His theory makes sense to him, but even when it fails, I think, doesn't Night Eye say, like, wrong or whatever?
Yeah.
It's just like, wrong! But,
and then, is this the part where it shows, like, what's been going on the entire time?
Yes, it does. Like, right after that, he's just like, because he says that you're out of time, and he's just like, no, and he slams his face against the wall.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, no. And he was just like, what did he say? He says, like...
He's basically like...
You failed, you suck.
He's like, yeah, you failed. He's like, I would have succeeded at the end, but I just didn't want to slam into the 10th anniversary All Might poster. And he's like, wait. And he looked around the room, and he's like, he dodged all of the All Might merchandise, and it's just
and he even noticed, too. Like,
even the guy who can see the future didn't notice it. Like, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, which is weird, because you think he would have noticed it because he could see the future, so the wouldn't
maybe happen. He just didn't, like, examine that part of the future, like, past 3 minutes, so...
Yeah, that's true.
And he's just looking around, he's like, oh my god, you're a fanboy just like me, and he basically was like, he formulated this strategy and avoided all these obstacles in the room while trying to fight me. Like, that's kind of impressive. And
and he says, like, don't worry, I'll stamp you, you little turd.
Well, technically, he makes him stamp himself.
That's true.
He won't even stamp it for him.
He gives him the stamp. Is like, you do it, chucklehead. And he even said, like, I was going to stamp you anyway, right? Doesn't he say that?
Yeah, he's like, the second I heard you were coming, I was going to accept you anyway, but I wanted to see for myself, like, who exactly this kid was that was so special that he avoided Mirio to give the power to. And,
right.
Yeah.
So, so he stamps himself, and he's like, all right, I win, or whatever. And then, doesn't the Bubble Girl and Mirio come in? And he's like, I win. And then Mirio's like, cool, bro. It's not exactly
Deku, he's like stamping, he's like, wow, this is a weird situation. I'm the successor. This sidekick to All Might doesn't like me and wants me to give up. And the guy who was supposed to have the power is just along the ride with us.
Right.
So it's like kind of awkward, but he has to do it because this guy knows what he's doing. So
yeah, exactly. So then we skip to, I guess, the meeting with all the other students, because we always have to see everybody else's reaction to stuff Deku does. So I guess you want to take this part?
Yeah, so they basically like, oh, cool, you got in with Night Eye, and they're all like going around the room saying, oh, I can't do the same person, because remember in season 2 they did like their internship things, and they were saying how I can't go back there because they don't do the work study stuff, and they're like, oh, we got to find someone new, and everyone's pouting, and then what's his name, Aizawa comes in, and he's like, we have some news for Tokoyami, the bird guy.
Another bird guy wants to.
Yeah, you got a special request from Hawks. It's like, gee, wonder why he wants you. But
that would have been great if he says like it like zoomed in on, what's his name again, the bird guy?
Oh, Tokoyami.
Tokoyami is just like Tokiyami, and it zooms in on him. And he's just like, Yeah, we don't have any news for you, but Mineta, Hawks wants you. I don't know why.
Endeavor wants you with Mineta.
Endeavor. Yeah.
Can you imagine? That'd be like the stupidest team up of all time. Like, just got.
It would be great if we didn't see Mineta for like 2 whole seasons, including this season, so 2 more after this, and then like season 7, he's just like badass now.
He's just got like a scar across his face, and he's just like, just like 3 feet taller.
He's got a necklace of human ears or something like that.
Oh my god!
Damn, I don't even think Endeavor's
he's not even like perv anymore. He's just like. Just stone cold focused, like just like sits down, eats like steaks whole.
Yeah, steaks as big as him.
Yeah, and then let's see. So he gets one from Hawks. I don't know if we'll see Hawks. I'm hoping we see him this season. He's really cool.
I'm sure we will, right?
Yeah, it showed a silhouette of him, but that's about all we got.
I'm assuming he looks like a hawk.
Gee, I wonder. Think of what's that guy from X-Men? The angel dude. He's got the wings. It's basically just like that.
Except it's like that, except he's a hawk.
Yeah.
So he's got like angel kind of wings.
Yeah, he's got. So
he's
big
a humanoid
wings.
hawk, pretty much.
Yeah. He's got other abilities too, but we'll save that for when it happens.
What does a hawk do? I'm trying to guess his quirk right now. What does a hawk do?
They got talons. They scoop up fish. They swoop down and
they scoop up fish.
That's his quirk. It's like fish scooping.
He can catch a fish. I don't know why he's number 3, but or 4.
Maybe they have a great demand for fish in their society. They just
that's true. Yeah. That'd make them the best. All right, and then we have like we have a couple Bakugo moments, right?
Yeah, because the whole time this is going on, Todoroki's like, man, we're so far behind strength-wise, and Bakugo's like, whatever. And then he says it again, he's like, would you shut up? And then he says it like a 3rd time, and he's like
about to say, he's like, you better shut up. Which is great.
Because Bakugo doesn't really have much in the story at this time, so they just got to have him, they got to throw him in to like...
Yeah, they got to throw him in to be angry.
Be mad, yeah.
Yeah, be his usual self.
Yeah, and then we have a really creepy moment with Mineta just being stupid. And
like he was embarrassed about something. What happened?
Well, he was just staring at Mina, just really awkwardly, and then they're like, "Oh, I bet you'll have fun like you had at Mountain Lady's internship." And I don't know if you remember, but Mountain Lady, he picked her because he thinks she's hot, but she made him just like clean her apartment the entire time in like a maid outfit.
Oh, I don't remember.
This is a while ago, but then he's like, "Oh, don't remind me." That's why he's like freaking out and.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
not much happened. I think there was some other stuff, right? Like, don't they have like a debriefing?
Oh yeah, that's right. They all meet up. You can take this part away if you want.
Okay, so anyway, we go back to Night Eye and the crew. It's an episode of Always Sunny and the boys, or whatever they call it. But no, anyway, it's Night Eye, Deku, Mirio, and the Bubble Lass. And
Bubble Lass.
And so, all right, this is one weird thing. Are you looking at it right now?
Which scene?
There's a scene where they're just around the desk and you see like All Might's like muscles in the background.
Oh yeah,
doesn't that look weird?
just two like big buff posters of All Might. Yeah,
there's one that just looks really strange. It's like it doesn't look right.
No.
Yeah, but
oh yeah, I see it. Just a big bulging shoulder. Yeah,
it looks really weird. Anyway, watch the episode if you want to know what we're talking about. It's at the end. Anyway, so they're all around. They're talking about like debriefing. They're doing like a mission. They're going to do a mission or something for the next couple episodes, I'm assuming. And then he mentioned
they show the picture of the beak dude.
Yeah, beak guy. Shie.
Overhaul.
Yeah, Shie, right?
Yeah. Oh, you remembered his name? No, I didn't.
I don't remember.
Look at that.
I think it is. I could be wrong.
I just remember his villain name. It's Overhaul. That's all I know.
Yeah, Overhaul. Yeah, I didn't remember that, surprisingly. Somehow I remember Shie. I don't remember Overhaul, especially since the name of the last episode before this was Overhaul. But
and this is kind of weird. Like, if you have a high schooler on this like internship thing, would you really want to go chasing after like a deadly Yakuza villain? Like,
right. Yeah.
I don't know if you trust. I mean, Night Eye and like Mirio and stuff, I understand because they're older and like I don't know, but
you don't understand. He missed all the posters.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so
that
you can fight a
psychopathic,
bloodthirsty villain. Well, he fought Steve. He fought Stain. So there you go. That guy's
maybe he's hoping Deku will die so that Mirio can get like the power or something. I don't know.
There you go.
Yeah. But so yeah, that was the end of the regular episode. But then if you wait after the credits, always check after credits because it's usually like a 20-second scene. We get a little girl by the name of Ari. I think it might have mentioned the name in the
subtitles. Like, oh no, yeah. What's his name shows up at the end. It's like, Ari, what are you doing? Come on.
Yeah. So he's chasing her down an alleyway, and she bumps into Deku. That's pretty lucky of her. And,
real lucky. I was just like, I thought this was like a dream sequence or something. Good. It was really, really, really like, wow, that's fortunate. But Deku's just walking down the street, and then this girl with the little
it's like
horn.
the Arthur theme song, every day when you're walking down the street.
And then a horn girl hits you, and then a psychopathic guy that can blow you up.
Yeah, so that will most definitely be the next episode, and I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
And obviously, if you've seen the intro to the show, the horn girl, Ari, she's important to this season. I think you guessed at because you saw her in the intro. And,
I figured. And also she's in the outro. So we just even before this little clip, we saw her in the outro, I think, right?
Yeah.
So.
And I avoid the previews for the next episode. I just don't watch them.
I watched it. I watched it, and don't like the last two have been fine. So I was like, all right, maybe they're not going to spoil it. And I watched this one. I was like, oh, they didn't spoil any scenes, but they said stuff. They said like this happens. I'm like, what?
It's always a mixed bag. It's always a mixed bag. Sometimes they don't say anything and it's fine, but other times it's like, oh, they kind of somewhat spoiled something, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, it's like it was just what a character said. I was like, thanks for telling me that Deku dies. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's good. That's crazy.
Todoroki just like burns himself into a crisp.
No,
French fry, just done. Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah. Yeah, that's the episode. A good episode, a solid one. Another episode where it's like, ooh, it could go crazy soon.
So, in my opinion, I think the reason it was so, like, it felt kind of dragged out, the whole sequence, although it was really good, like, the whole, him trying to get the stamp thing. It took most of the episode. The reason I think that is because they wanted to have the cliffhanger of what's going to happen next.
Right, yeah.
Which makes sense, because,
That's why I felt like the classroom scene, not the classroom scene, but just with the other people in the
that was just to kind of finish off.
Yeah, they dragged it out just so they could finish it with the cliffhanger. Like, bumped into the girl.
Pretty much. But
it was fine. It was a good episode. I liked it better, and I liked the last half of the last episode. That's sure.
Yeah,
I wish they combined this first half with that last half. I mean, that first half of that. Take the first half of this one and take the first half of that last episode and combine it, and that would have been a great episode.
That would have been cool. It would have been like we could have done without the awkward tickle scene.
And we could have done with just like maybe not any of the part besides the cliffhanger. Cut out the last like 10 minutes or so. We could have done without that. I mean, it was just like people talking.
I mean me as like a stupid diehard fan, I enjoy that crap.
Oh yeah, no, I like it too, but we didn't need it. Like,
of course.
Yeah, I liked it too. I wasn't bored or anything.
I guess. We're just kind of in agreement where like an episode should either be like one theme or another. Like if you're gonna have a casual episode, like have a casual episode, but don't like have half be like one end of the spectrum and then like awkwardly go to like tickling or something.
Oh yeah. And can I just say one thing that always annoys me about anime that I don't think My Hero really does all the time, but one thing that always annoys me about anime is when something super serious happens, like maybe not even super serious, but just serious. Like a serious like piece of dialogue or a serious scene. A lot of anime have to end it with like a joke, just like to bring the levity back down. It's just like like Full Metal Alchemist doesn't really do that. Like when something serious happens,
Did you watch Full Metal?
I watched the first. I think I watched the original Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, you gotta watch Brotherhood.
I know. I heard Brotherhood is definitely better, but I remember I remember just watching the original when I was younger, and I was like, dude, this is like messed up. It's like
Full Metal. They kind of do that sometimes. They'll have like a really like a joke real quick, but usually it's pretty good about being heavy.
Yeah, but there's times where just like certain animes do that. My Hero does it pretty well though. There's certain even animes I love like Trigun do that a lot.
I couldn't get into Trigun.
I love it.
I don't know why. I think it was just too old.
Maybe
I tried it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's older, so it's like a little bit more slower than a lot of animes.
Yeah, well, My Hero is super fast. Like you watch any other show, and it's like, oh, they're like I'll use Dragon Ball as a reference again. Like they fight for 3 episodes or 4 or however long, and this one, like NASCAR speed,
right?
So.
Well, the problem with a lot of like older anime, like Trigun, is that they don't get to the actual plot until the last few episodes. Like they might hint at it here and there in some episodes, but it doesn't get into the actual plot until the last few episodes, which is definitely Trigun. And a lot of it is just like, here's an episode where they meet this guy. All right, next episode, here's an episode where they meet that guy. They have to fight this guy. So it's just like episodic.
Is the reason you brought up about the joke thing, is there something that happened to My Hero that made you think of that? Or was
I don't know why. I was just thinking about it. I was just like, because I was watching, because last week with the tickle thing, I was just like, this is a trope, having like a overly sexualized characters or whatever, and she's dressed weird. I was thinking like other tropes, and that's why I thought of it. I was just like, another trope I don't like is when like there's a serious moment and then they have to end it with a joke,
Yeah.
Like someone say something or
My only complaint with anime is when they leave a cliffhanger where it's like in the middle of a fight, because it's kind of anticlimactic. Because it's like, you don't want them throwing punches and like just like a weird awkward standstill at the end. Like, find out what happens next time. Like, I'd rather have it start with the fight and end with the fight, and like you just see it all, because it's like, that's why I'm kind of curious. Obviously, without spoiling anything, this season has a lot of fights in it, and I'm curious like if they're gonna like give each like fight its own episode, or if they're gonna like try to blend them together. Like, I'm kind of curious how that's gonna go. Hopefully they don't do cliffhanger stuff. I'm kind of curious. So
yeah, I mean, I guess the past they have done it where it's like, it's the beginning of the fight, but it hasn't really gotten started, so we'll continue.
Yeah, the All Might one was like the only exception. Like, but that was like they got their talking out of the way at the beginning, like, and then it kind of got to the fight. So that was cool. I liked how they did that.
But like Dragon Ball Z is the main culprit. It's just like
let's fight. I feel bad. I feel bad dragging that through the mud. That's like the best reference I can think of.
By the way, that's coming to Netflix. I think next month. So
the original one or Z?
I have no idea actually. I just saw someone tweet it. I was like, oh cool. They just said Dragon Ball Z, so I'm assuming the original. But I hope it's Kai. I hope it's Kai. Okay. I heard everybody hates Kai for some reason, but if I want to rewatch it again, I'd rather watch Kai.
Really? Interesting. I just heard that was
the third one as long. That's why.
I heard that's the one they like retconned, like for like canon. Like it's not like what they do in that series doesn't matter anymore, I guess, or something.
Okay. I'd rather watch it anyway because I have never watched Kai. I've watched all of Dragon Ball Z, so I'll be like, you know what? Let's try Kai now. Let's see how screwed up it is.
My friend swears Kai is good, so
I've heard some people say it's good. Like my friend is a huge Dragon Ball Z fan, and he loves Kai.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I just hear a lot of people talk about it. Anyway, My Hero.
Yeah, I think we all said what we needed to say. It's a pretty straightforward episode. Broke it down best we could.
Yeah.
And
it was a simple episode, but next week, or I guess a few days.
I purposely didn't reread the manga for a long. Like, I read this part of the manga like a year or two ago, so it's not super fresh in my mind, and I did that on purpose because I wanted everything to be like a surprise. Because I know like the events of things, but I don't know like what's going to happen next per se, because it's kind of all jumbled. So
it's
gonna be exciting, and
it's gonna be exciting. Watch out, it's coming.
Manetta's gonna be buff.
Yeah, he's gonna be buff. He's gonna be the same size, but he's gonna be really buff.
Just like a guy you see at the gym, like a swole, like really short guy, like but he's like jacked.
Yeah, he's like veiny and it's like tough. Yeah, no, it's a little gross. Think about it.
Yeah. Anyway,
there you go. That is it's called Boy Meets. By the way, that's the episode.
Oh, is that? Oh, that's right. That was so weird. By the way, like Boy Meets ... I was like, okay.
It's a weird title. I mean, it's a weird subtitle, I guess.
It's almost like Boy Meets World, or like
I guess that was the joke. I wonder what it was called in Japan. I'm sure that's not what the episode was called, right? I don't think
Deku Steel Stamp.
Yeah, Deku Steel Stamp. Well, knowing a lot of Japanese, like how they do some of the narration, it might have spoiled the entire episode. I remember that about Dragon Ball Z. They used to spoil episodes.
Deku dies.
What? That's just a lie.
Imagine that's just like an episode.
Deku dies. What does that mean? What do you mean? What does it mean?
Dies, and then like you find out in the episode emotionally.
Emotionally. Oh, emotionally. All right. I thought
he becomes depressed.
I thought I was gonna have no emotion.
Yeah.
He dies emotionally. No more tears from this kid.
Just like an emo the rest of the series.
Oh no.
It's like no smiles.
He's
just
Sasuke.
like goth Deku. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right.
That'd be
That's
worse.
episode 3.
Yep.
Thanks for watching, everyone. You're the best.
Love you.
Go check out Gore's channel. Link down below.
Yeah, if you want. You don't need to.
Bye.
Bye.